Alright everyone, welcome to another quick episode of the Team-Stirr show. Today is Friday, August the 4th, 2023. I am your host, Brother Daniel. I want to do this quick video because we have our union meeting on Sunday, August the 6th at the Holiday Inn, 160 Frontage Road, Newark, New Jersey, 07714. In case you didn't catch that, it's in my last video too. That was the last video was informing everyone about the quick emergency meeting we have. A lot of us, we got to cut our vacation short. Why? Or weekends, because this is a last minute thing. You would think that, you would have had something prepared that this was going to happen. But why? Why do that? We don't do that at 177. Everything is, it is what it is. But before I get started, let me do the quick particulars and do the CYA, and then we'll get started. The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the members' best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are my own, Daniel Borges, and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions, or views shared or protected under the National Labor Relations Act. Now that we got that out of the way, God bless you all. God bless America. God bless this union. God bless the working man. Welcome again. So I know that we did the supplements. We did that already, but I just want to go through it real briefly, real quick, and make sure that there's no errors in anything that I said. So, real quick, on the first page, okay, the first page of the tentative agreement it's speaking about the $1.50 that we're getting back. That was done 10 years ago. We gave our raises for that. We got 30 cents for 5 years, came out to 150. It helped shore up the pension because it was in a bad place. Okay, it was because of the financial market crashed, housing market crashed, all because of greed. Greed. The rich aren't rich enough, and they just screwed it up for everybody. But that's what we did in our local to shore it up, so that a lot of the older senior members could retire with something, a little something, and they got $402 bump in their pension that year, and that's what it went to. But now we're getting that money back, the $1.50. We're getting it back whole. Is this an accomplishment? Absolutely not. It's nothing to be bragging about. This was our money, okay? Had the market not done what it done, this wouldn't have happened. Are we probably one of the only locals that did it? I don't know. Could be, could be not. But this needed to be done, okay? You weren't going to keep the money. So, the fact that, I hope nobody's patting themselves on the back because of this. This is not an accomplishment. This was the right thing to do. Just like the $776,000 in taxpayer money that the local took that they didn't need and told nobody, the right thing to do was to give it back to the taxpayers, give it back to the government. But that's not what they did. They decided through a little loophole to keep it. But this is what needed to be done. We needed to get that back. This isn't an accomplishment. Nobody should be bragging about this. It's the right thing to do. So let's get that out of the way real quick. Let me grab my notes over here because I got notes for this stuff. As far as, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I was preparing. Okay. As far as page 2, the progression process. Someone made a video. I respect the guy a lot. I like him. He said this is the greatest contract ever. I disagree. Everyone needs to start with this is the greatest contract ever. The raises are good. Absolutely. But what is the flip side to that? We're living in such high inflation, record high inflation, that it warrants that type of raise. Did I expect it? No. Is it necessary? It absolutely is. Inflation's out of control. Price of everything has gone up. I can understand what's going on in California with people wanting to vote no, because even The $49 they feel isn't enough because it's out of control over there. Cost of living is insane. Homes that would be worth maybe $250,000 here are worth almost $1 million over there because it is just absolute insane. Government up there is upside down. So it's warranted. Okay? It's absolutely warranted. Progression, when I started in 97, was 2 years. Even probably before me, used to be 1 year. But guess what? It's still 4 years. From what I'm told, mechanics went down to 2 or to 1, whichever it is. Why didn't ours go down? Now, I don't know if this is a national or supplemental thing, but definitely progression, I don't think it should have stayed where it did. But that's another argument for another time. There's no change in the grievance language. We all know these grievances, they just go into piles and they disappear. And of course, thank God we do have one, but it's a flawed system. It's not the greatest. Seniority dates. What page is that? That is page 5 as far as seniority goes. As far as seniority goes, buildings in Parsippany, Saddlebrook, any building, any of the feeder buildings that you do not have your seniority dates on your list, that needs to be put up there. How many more years? How many more years, Local 177? You're going to continue to not address this issue. Put their dates on. How many more years? But that's still a problem. What do we got? Feeder job bumping. Feeder job bumpings are up to 10. Of course, you have the 2-hour now notification. I mean, that'll work itself out. That's kind of an issue. That'll work itself out in time. After, there's gonna be a lot of arguing with that. That I already know. So as far as holidays, page 7. Here we go. We got Martin Luther King. Was that national? Was that supplemental? I think that was national, but we got it. We got Martin Luther King. Now, here goes the stuff. Beginning August 1st, 2023, any full-time employee with 3 years or less seniority must work the day prior or the day after said holiday for you to get it. The language used to be 2 years. They gave the company an extra year. Compromise, concession, call it what you want. All I know, it used to be 2, now it's 3. You decide. All part-time employees with less than 3 years seniority must work the day prior and the day after. So, if you got 3 years seniority, if you got less than 3 years seniority, you got to work both the day and the day before. That wasn't the case. But there you go. Compromise, concession, you decide. All part-time employees with more than 3 years seniority must work the day prior or the day after said holidays. Or part-time employees, okay. Or part-time employees with more than 3 years must work the day prior. And like I said, more stuff added in here. Wasn't the issue. All full-time employees hired on or before July 31st, 2023, who have attained seniority shall be entitled to one option holiday. We call that, I know that as the anniversary day. I could be wrong, but that's the anniversary day we get every January. You're entitled to that. That's for everyone hired before the 31st of 2023. So now everyone after, you're the ones that are going to suffer for that. All full-time employees hired after August 1st, 2023, who have attained 3 years shall have that holiday. Now you need 3 years. That is new language. Concession, compromise, you decide. You decide. But what else do we have here? Page 6. No. The option holiday, I spoke about that. Okay. So now we have the double time holiday. We call that the election day. I've always known that as the election day. Full-time employees hired before July 31st, 2023 will be entitled to your double time holiday. Anyone before that, you got it. But now, anyone after that, of course, the new employee, you suffer. Full-time employees hired after August 1st, 2023, who have attained 1 year, will be entitled to a double time holiday. You got to have 1 year seniority. Plain and simple. You need to have 1 year seniority, any new people that are hired. Okay, part-times hired on or before the 31st of 2023, July 31st, 2023, who are seniority employees on January 1st of each year, you get, okay, you guys are fine. But now, of course, it's the new people. Part-time employees hired after August 1st, 2023, who have attained 1 year seniority will be entitled to a double time holiday on January 1st. So you need 1 year, of course, there too. And now, the granddaddy of all granddaddies, we're going to talk about our sick days. Shout out to my brother, Troy Stewart, who had an argument with one of the shop stores trying to sell him on the nonsense, that this is a sick day, when it's not. To me, I call this an illegitimate sick day because you need 8 hours for that, right? So when you have to take an hour when we used to get 9 from each of those days to come up with 6, that's not a sick day. So the company says, we feel bad for you. We don't want to make you look bad. Here's 2 hours. That's not a sick day, okay? You call it what you want, dress it up to what. When this thing doesn't stand on its own, plain and simple. He basically did the math and he was like, Dan, if it was a legitimate sick day, this sick day that they're doing at 42.52 times 2 hours, it equals 85. That's what it cost the company for this new alleged sick day. It cost them $85.04 for each employee, full-time employee. But had it been legitimate, let's just say it was a new 8 hours, that you didn't have to take it from anywhere. You have 44.52 times 8. Okay, that will cost the company $356.16 for each full-time employee. But guess what? We had to bail them out. We had to help them out, Concession, compromise, bailout, you call it what you want. But what it is not it's no way in hell a legitimate sick day. Okay, when you got to take away from our hours. Anything you have to take away from us is called the concession. It's called the compromise. Call it what you want. It's a bunch of BS. Unless I'm reading something wrong here, we are now only going to get 8 hours for sick days. I think that we were only getting paid for these 9 hours for sick days for maybe 2 contracts now. And now we gave that up. That's gone. Kiss it goodbye. We ain't never getting it back. Okay? So if you had that hard of a time to get one lousy sick day, I'm still waiting to see what's the rest of the stuff. Because like I was saying, previous contracts, this contract was so great, I'm talking about in its entirety. Every contract before I was born, vacations were growing. Everything was growing. Vacations were growing. Pay was growing. Pension was growing. This ain't happening here. So how can this be the greatest? We're not going forward. Of course, again, he had to clean up. There was a huge mess he had to clean up from all the compromise and concessions that were going on. But don't call this the greatest because it's not. It's not. Compared to what the time was back then and what it is now, it's not. It's good. You started off at the right on the right foot. We're going in the right direction, cleaning the stuff up. Article 22.4 jobs, they should have never been. We should have never had them. But, this is what it is. We used to have 9, now we got 8. But guess what? You got an extra sick day. Call it what you want. But I think that's all I have to say as far as the as far as this is concerned. But hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm sorry. I was getting a call. I should have put on Do Not Disturb. B, I will call you in a minute. You called me, but I'm doing this video right now, so I'll call you back in a few minutes. So that's that. I'm gonna do a quick couple of articles in the master real quick. It's gonna be real quick, okay? Article 3, page 1. Article 3. This the stuff that was changed on there deals with this is more or less deals with those right to work states. You know, the shop steward goes in, he talks to the people who don't want, you know, to the new hirees and lets them know the importance of joining a union. So that's basically what that Article 3 is about. It's just about more of the time spent. He gets to spend whatever time is necessary in there. I don't see that, you know, kind of affecting us in a sense. So what else? Page 2. Okay, that's union dues. Okay, let me get to page 3 in the master. Page 3 in the master. Now, supervisors working. The person caught for the third time shall be paid at quadruple, not triple, but quadruple times, 4 times the pay of supervisors working. This is a problem. This has always been a problem. Supervisors need to be grieved for working, plain and simple. Okay, nobody should be turning a blind eye to this. Like, you know, enough said on that. Everyone knows what I'm talking about who's been watching this show. So now it's quadruple time if you catch a supervisor working more than 3 times. So that changed. Article 6. This is the doozy here. I'm going to end off with this. Article 6. Technology. As far as technology with platooning, with, you know, anything that takes away from us, page 4, section 1 is talking about platooning, any type of drones, anything that deals with technology taking away from us has to be collectively bargained. Just plain and simple. They have to let the international and the local know they got to do something about it. Further down on that talks a little bit more where, you know, the union has to be told. Section 5 of this, hourly training. I don't see that in our local much, but it's pretty much told. You get $1 raise. And as far as disciplining a fellow member, you cannot do that. So they have to put that in language. Why? Because I'm sure a couple of clowns thought because they were in hourly training, they can, you know, people do that. You give somebody authority, the first thing they do is abuse it. So even with Team-Stirrs, absolutely. Give somebody a little bit of power, forget it, dude. Forget it. Give them a tie and a walkie-talkie. Give them a tie and a walkie-talkie and forget it. But that's that. So another employee cannot discipline another employee. That's taken care of. And of course, technology and discipline. Section 6, technology and discipline. No one can be disciplined with solely using technology. And the one thing I have an issue is there has to be a lot of questions on this. Cameras, outgoing, facing forward of the vehicle, and of course, driver-facing motion sensors. These are all things that we need to discuss, that we need to ask. Remember, the union meeting is tomorrow. You have to go there and ask questions about the pension, about, of course, the technology, the discipline. It's a lot to be, you know, save all the cheerleading for another union meeting. This is where business needs to be done. You part-timers who are complaining, listen, I hear you, I feel you, but you need to show up. if you guys are going to make excuses why you don't show up and why your voice isn't heard, nothing will ever get done. Is it going to be easy? No. Listen, my voice, I make sure it's heard. Nobody wants to hear it. I could care less. But what's not going to, what people are never going to say is they never knew. So when something does happen and this place falls apart, no one's going to ever say that I wasn't ringing that alarm bell. I wasn't letting everyone know that the stuff needs to be changed. People need to be held accountable. These are the problems. All this nonsense about, oh, Daniel, keep quiet, you're causing division. If the truth brings division, then it brings division. I'm here to talk the truth. If you don't want to hear it, don't listen to it. Keep your head in the sand. Keep your clapping. Keep kissing the rings. You keep being the fanboy. You keep doing that. Fanboy, fangirl, whatever. But I'm going to let everyone know everything that I know, everything that I see. You take it as you want. But listen, that's the end of the show. 19 minutes. Yeah, that's a little long, but see you guys on Sunday. Part-timers, show up. Show up. Open your mouth. Say something. God bless you guys. God bless America. God bless this union. God bless the working man. And please, everyone, work safe. See you guys on Sunday. God bless.